Shalom, shalom. What's going on, family? I'm back. Part two to the first video. Continuing where we left off. Asking ourselves the real question, which is when were we really lost? At what point in time were we really lost? You see what I'm saying? Because they will say lost tribes of Israel, but as we read in Babylon and Timbuktu, when we fled, they will make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Let me say this: they will make it seem like once we were dispersed out of the land everything was gone then. You know what I'm saying? All the customs and knowledge of who we were gone at that point in time. But that's not particularly true. Because as we read from Babylon to Timbuktu, when fleeing into Africa, we still had our customs, traditions, language, history, all that. We carried it with us, and it gave us an advantage over these other nations. You see what I'm saying? So understanding that. Now we understand we got had some Muslims come in and wreak havoc in the 600s with their religion, enforcing Islam by the sword. Okay, but we also got in the book of Maccabees, there was a point in time when our people were, it was unlawful to profess yourself a Jew or to partake in the things pertaining to Jews. You feel what I'm saying? So understanding that, our people, there was points in history where our people had to operate under different, you know what I'm saying, or orifices. You know what I'm saying? Like the Malayan Empire is so happenly Islamic Empire. You see what I'm saying? Off the west coast of Africa. So, but the people don't think that they completely did not have their records. You see what I'm saying? These people had vast empires with gold. Trust me, they knew something, and they came as we found in the last video. They came and set up their a continuation of what they had going on elsewhere. Because as we stated, you know what I'm saying? If you don't get that soil, if you don't get that soil a Shabbat, it will deplete out. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Hebrew king of Egypt, Joseph, had to do. You see what I'm saying? He had to go and find out new lands and search out new lands because Egypt was becoming famine and Egypt was also becoming overpopulated, if I'm not mistaken. See, you can go right here and type in ancient Egypt in Americas. You see what I'm saying? You got down here before this news. I'm on a different phone, y'all, so I don't think this camera is as good as the last one. Let me see something. Zoom in just a little bit. Down here at the bottom, you got ancient Egypt came to America. It says ancient was biblical King Joseph over an Egyptian empire in the U.S. Now, if you read this history, this is a civilization found, a ancient Egyptian civilization found in the Grand Canyon in Colorado, and that was supposedly led by the biblical King Joseph. Now, if you read this article, it states that he had to go and find a land, that he found a land because, as I stated, Egypt was getting famine and becoming famine and overpopulated. So he had to go and find new lands. Now, I want to show you something. We all remember this National Geographic history lesson, history, whatever you want to call it, that they dropped, about the black pharaohs of Egypt. This photo right here is another one of those photos. But I want you to see something. Because maybe I'm tripping. Now, you see this photo? Well, I'm going to bring you a little closer because I want you to get a good view of the landscape. Look at our people over there looking good, looking beautiful. But check out the land. You see that land? You see them big little mountainous things in the back? Now, I want to ask you something. To you, does that look like ancient Egypt? Oh, hold on. Does that look like ancient Egypt? Or does that look like somewhere in the Grand Canyon, perhaps? You see what I'm saying? You see how these things are set up? You see that? See that? Does this get some better pictures for you? Yeah, man, but look at this. This is the Grand Canyon. You see that? Those are a particular style of housing that's real peculiar to the Egyptians. So I'm gonna blow this picture up right here. Now let's look at that. Let's look at this picture. You know what I'm saying? Look at that one. Oh, I done messed up. Oh no, I didn't. Let's look at that one. You see these like rock little cliff things they got here in Utah? I mean, I don't know, that don't look like ancient Egypt to me. You feel me? Let's Google. Look at this landmass. That don't really look like what we just seen, do it? Only thing, maybe this. Maybe. You see what I'm saying? So there's a undeniable. It's like even they trying to let us know, hey, you know, Egypt was in the Americas. You feel me? You have the ancient city of Tenochtitlan, and you have Teotihuacan. Now, when you dive in to these ancient cities that have built pyramids built like the ones in ancient Egypt. Well, not like, but you know, they had to be the same people. They possess the same um architecture. You see what I'm saying? So now when you understand these two cities that were in the Olmec Aztec Empire, you have Tenochtitlan, which horror if you read or watch the documentary on Tenochtitlan, they said that this is the city where men became gods. That's what they called this city. The city where men became gods. Look at this city. You see that? This is actually Teotihuacan. But as the brother Horace Butler brought out, this is the ancient city of Enoch. Now think about that, because we all know Enoch was the first patriarch. You know what I'm saying? Enoch is the father of all the mystery schools because he was the first one to transcend. If you read the book of Enoch, excuse me, you understand that, man, Enoch was that dude. He was the first one. He ain't died. God took him. You feel me? Enoch was that dude, man. He was given wings and tabernacles, you know what I'm saying, in the heavens and things like that. So you know what I'm saying, he was able to found, and it said that also that he had 70 names. One of them being Buddha, and one of those being Tahuti. Right? Now, let's look up the ancient city of Tahuti. You can see it in the name. Teotihuacan. Now look, this is the place with the pyramid of the sun and the moon. You have these other little pyramids right here. You see what I'm saying? So these are powerful, vast empires and kingdoms with advanced knowledge that they want to sweep up on the rug, and they're named after ancient Africans. Supposedly the same one. If you go about what I just said, if it's true that Enoch name was also Tahuti, you have two ancient cities of Enoch. Because as I said, Enoch was the founder of all mystery schools. Enoch was the first patriarch. If you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if Enoch is Melchizedek. That's another story. But saying that to say this, you had these ancient Egyptian, African, Hebrew cities in the Americas. These are ancient, powerful cities in the Americas. Now, we know, as we stated in the previous video, that we had the Incas ruling in the southern part, in that southern city of Jerusalem or Perusalem of Cusco. Okay. Now, let's take a little. Let's see some orders. You know what I'm saying? Like let's dive into some of the reasons why he came over here, and some of the orders that was given to him as he came. Now, the brother 432, the drop radio, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you for the update on the information. Right here, and the brother told you about the Biblioteca Colombina in Sevilla, as well as the um diversus. I hope I said that right. Doom diversus, dumb diversus. But let's just see something real quick. Now, right here it reads, okay, that among the earliest and most fascinating witnesses to the later is a manuscript of 84 folios dated between September 13, 1501 and March 23rd, 1502, and now preserved in the Biblioteca Colombina in Seville. It begins, this is the beginning of the book or collection of authoritates, sayings and opinions and prophecies concerning the need to recover the holy city and Mount Zion, and discover and conversion of the islands of the Indies of all peoples of all nations. Now look at that for a second. These people talking about they trying to come, you know what I'm saying, to recover the holy city in Mount Zion, right? And it says, and discover and conversions of the islands. Now why are they how are they, you know what I'm saying, discovering and conversions of the islands of people who are already here? Well, I mean, that was no, biggie to the Vatican or whatever, that people was already here. They knew that. You know what I'm saying? If you read the Papal bull that was given to if you read the Papal bull that was issued by Pope Alexander the Sixth on May 4th, 1493. You have the Papal bull, which is the authoritative doctrine or document of from the Pope, you know what I'm saying, giving the king's orders, you know what I'm saying, queen's orders. And it says that the Papal bull states that any land not inhabited by Christians was also to be discovered, claimed, and exploited by Christian rulers, and decree that the Catholic faith and Christian religion be exalted and be everywhere increased, spread, and the health of the souls cared for, and that barbarous nations be overthrown and brought to the faith itself. So, as you know, they don't care that people was already over here. That's why they say they discover it. They say they discover it because if it's not inhabited by Christians or Catholics, then the land is to be taken and deemed discovered. You see what I'm saying? So think about this now. If these people have records knowing that the holy city is in the South Americas, you coming in preaching a whole new doctrine, enforcing Christianity and Catholicism by the sword. This is the holy city, though, that you're doing that to. So if you're going to siege and take that holy city, you know what I'm saying, what do you have to do? You have to change history. Because now you can't be preaching and enforcing the same religion, but you just seized the very holy city of that religion. Now, there's reasons why they did this. Let's see if there's anything in here. We got some excerpts. Give me 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna go. Let me see if I got another excerpt from okay, let's go back here. We can find it here. Now, this is an excerpt from the this is an excerpt from the Papal Bull. It says, "Wherefore, as as Catholic kings and princes, an earnest consideration of all manners and especially the rise of the Catholic faith, as we fashioned for our ancestors, kings of renown, you have proposed with the favor of divine clemency to bring under your sway the mainlands and islands with their residents and inhabitants, to bring them the Catholic faith. So the Pope was declaring to the kings of Spain, kings and queens of Spain, that they were to go over to these lands. You know what I'm saying? Take these lands, take these peoples, and since they're so-called pagans and Saracens, remember, if